What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here with The Quartering and the afternoon show. We've got a lot to talk about, from details on the new Doom movie, as well as Levi Strauss getting woke, a new diversity and inclusion policy headed down the pipe for DC and other companies, as well as a sad day for facial hair and manhood everywhere as we lose mustachioed ultra male Burt Reynolds. Well, I want to start with a little bit of news on the new Doom film. It's something I've been kind of watching in the shadows, but one of you asked for a bit of an update or some more details on it, and I figured, why not? So what we know now is it's going to be a straight-to-DVD release. This isn't necessarily the worst thing. We've seen a lot of really nice production coming out of TV shows, for example, like on Amazon Prime and Netflix exclusives. And I'm hoping that Universal puts enough funding into it so that it can still be good. And look, if you're not wasting money on Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, I mean, I think most people will agree that the 2006 version of Doom was at best a meme, a horrible disappointment. We've got some information coming out of the director talking about that he's got some practical effects, which I'm really excited for as a fan of practical effects far more than video effects. That's good to see. There's plenty of video effects in the film, but there will be some video effects sweetening to one of our demons, but no demon is in full CGI. That's great. I think full CGI always looks really cheesy. And he talks about former humans and first wave of demons are 100% practical. This is really exciting for me. I don't know. I guess it's a matter of taste, but I grew up in the 80s and I felt like practical effects can still be done really well. Unfortunately, we have found out that SpiderDemon will not be in the film. This is, of course, a fan favorite. They tried, but it didn't work out at this time. Maybe in the sequel, and I'm hopeful that this will be at least a profitable release for them, a good film. The fans will support it if it's good, but then again, if it's not good, well, we're never going to get a sweet version of SpiderDemon. On to a impending diversity and inclusion policy coming down the pipe from Warner Media, who owns HBO, or Warner Brothers, HBO Turner, and parent company of DC, rolling out a new diversity and inclusion policy. Now, this is news because I want to wait and see what happens. Now, based on other companies that chose to get woke, I'm pretty sure I know where this is going to end up, but one quote from the announcement: "We all must ensure there is greater inclusion of women, people of color, the LGBTQ plus community, those with disabilities, those other underrepresented groups in greater numbers," the statement said. "We will create a plan for implementing this commitment to diversity and inclusion on our projects with a goal of providing opportunities for individuals from underrepresented groups at all levels." They said they have promised an update on their annual report. Well, good news, Amish folks and evangelical Christians. You have new opportunities. Oh, they're probably not talking about you, but nonetheless, we'll have to see how this turns out. Now, I want to talk about Levi Strauss yesterday. This broke late yesterday. They chose to stick their toe into the culture war just like Nike did. And, well, it's easy to say, I'm not a huge boycott guy. I'm more of an alternative guy. I don't like people burning Nikes. I would rather see people selling their Nike stuff ultra cheap online or donating it way more than seeing people burn stuff. At least you're cutting into existing demand. They're not making new sales, or you're helping somebody in need. If you choose to speak loudly to Levi Strauss in their public stance against the Second Amendment yesterday, as the NRA signaled, I implore you to think about it from that perspective as opposed to just destroying. They've made an announcement. Levi said it would donate more than $1 million over 4 years to the Safer Tomorrow Fund. It's for youth activists and groups working to end gun violence in America. Levi's also said it would support employees with, quote, paid volunteer time to get more politically active. You literally make blue jeans. I can't think of a less interchangeable milquetoast item. Why do you have to insert yourself this way? SJWs don't buy new Levi's. They buy old Levi's for $400 from the thrift shop. I don't know who you're thinking you're pandering here, but I can tell you that folks down south are not going to appreciate this, and there are a lot of Levi's. I saw a lot of Levi's strutting around Louisville when I was down there, so good luck with this one. And in other news, 20th Century Fox has discovered that Predator, the movie Predator, had a predator on it. After director Shane Black cast his friend, somebody on a registered naughty list. Okay, 20th Century Fox was just days away from locking picture on the Predator when an urgent note came in: delete the scene featuring Steven Wilder Strigel. Strigel, 47, didn't have a big role in his longtime friend Shane Black's reboot of the sci-fi thriller, just a 3-page scene shared with actress Olivia Munn. Last month, Munn learned that Strigel is a naughty man who pled guilty in 2010 after facing allegations after he attempted to lure a 14-year-old female into a relationship via the internet. When Munn shared this information with Fox, executives quickly decided to excise him from the movie. So this is good news, right? Now, I don't know the details of his case. I do have empathy for people with this on their record. I don't know what you do to keep them as a productive member of society after it. But nonetheless, our studio is not aware of Mr. Strigel's background when he was hired. We were not aware of his background during the casting process due to legal limitations that impede studios from running background checks on actors. Well, maybe you should have background checks on literally anybody you hire. I mean, every job, if you apply for a job at Walmart, you get a background check. Somehow, actors don't have to undergo the same thing? Well, imagine my shock. Black, however, has always known. Strigel, an actor who appeared on Days of Our Lives and Melrose Place, first met Black when he was invited to the Lethal Weapon screenwriter's home by a mutual friend for a pizza and a movie. When Wilder was arrested in 2009, the two had been friends for 5 years. I personally chose to help a friend. I can understand others might disapprove, as his conviction was on a sensitive charge and may not be taken lightly. Interesting take. Probably given the environment around Hollywood right now, probably not a good calculated risk. But you know, some people just can't be helped. And in other news today, it's a sad day for facial hair and masculinity everywhere, as mustachioed hero Burt Reynolds has left this world with one less amazing mustache. Thanks for all the laughs, Burt Reynolds. I loved your career. I was too young to be a Smoking the Bandit guy, but, you know, in Deliverance, Boogie Nights, Cannonball Run, even your late television show acting, I always liked you as an actor, and I wish you and your family the best. Hopefully, you were surrounded by them at that time. And a final note, the ComicsGate Drama. Yes, ComicsGate Drama. What is he going to say? Well, I figured it might be a good time to remind people who are a part of this movement why they're there. ComicsGate formed when politics was injected into comic books. It was injected into who they hired, the books they wrote, the stories they told. People rebelled against that and formed ComicsGate, a movement that has raised nearly $2 million in independent comic book sales from a variety of comic book artists. I think once in a while it's just important to remember why this movement started. As time will go on, sometimes people forget that. And it's not necessarily about politics on the level of whether you agree or disagree with them. To me, it's about their existence at all. ComicsGate is a movement that is for consumers. It's a consumer revolt. It's about giving customers comics that they really enjoy. And it means leaving literally everything else at the door. I just thought it was a good time to just remember that a little bit. I hope you enjoyed today's video. We'll talk to you again real soon. Oh, if you're still here, please don't miss my first upload today. Very, very, very important information about your digital rights.